money? Where's my money?
When you think about Family Guy, it's easy to focus on the wild antics of Peter, or the sheer chaos that surrounds the Griffins, but for me, the heart of the show lies in one of its most unexpected and evolving relationships, the one between Brian and Stewie. They're the ultimate odd couple, and over the years, their dynamic has shifted from a rivalry full of insults to one of the most surprising friendships on TV. Today, I'm diving into the evolution of Brian and Stewie, from their first moments of tension to the point where they actually became true friends, and sometimes even family. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be looking at their relationship in a whole new way.
Hey.
Number 10, First Team Up episode but Road to the Multiverse, Season 8. Let's kick this off with one of the first times we saw Brian and Stewie really working together, and not just trading insults. In Road to the Multiverse, they get zapped into different universes. Some of these worlds are downright bizarre, and the two of them have no choice but to rely on each other to survive. From a universe where humans are pets to one where Stewie is a dog and Brian's the baby, they need each other more than they ever have before. This moment is crucial because it shows that despite their differences, Brian and Stewie can actually function as a team. They're not just arguing or trying to one-up each other, they're partners in survival, even if it's in the strangest of universes. It's a sign of things to come, and we'd see them team up in many more adventures after this.
Brian? This feels weird.
Hit the button.
Number 9, Stewie's Emotional Breakdown episode, Chick Cancer, Season 7. Here's one that shows just how far Stewie's come. When Brian's diagnosed with cancer and chick cancer, Stewie has a meltdown. It's a mix of panic and denial, but deep down, it's clear he's terrified of losing his friend. Sure, it's played for laughs. Stewie's over-the-top reaction is hilarious, but there's a lot more to it. Stewie's freakout is about losing Brian, the only character he truly has a bond with. It's a turning point where we realize that Stewie's not just this evil genius baby. He's someone who deeply cares, and Brian is a big part of that. And let's be real, this moment isn't just about a sick dog. It's about Stewie's first real understanding of love and loss, even if it's wrapped in Family Guy humor. Number 8, Rivalry with Respect. Multiple episodes. Now, let's talk about the rivalry. Brian and Stewie's relationship has always been this constant back and forth of insults. Stewie mocks Brian for his failed love life, while Brian puts Stewie in his place for his out-of-control schemes. At first, it seems like nothing more than a rivalry, but over time, we start to see these little moments where there's genuine respect between the two. The best way to put it is they love to hate each other, but you can tell there's something deeper. Stewie might be calling Brian a moron one minute, but then the next, Brian's helping Stewie with his plans, even if he doesn't fully agree with them. There's a level of respect that grows over the seasons, and it's clear, this rivalry is built on a deeper friendship than they care to admit. Number 7, Heartfelt Goodbye, episode Life of Brian, Season 12. Now, let's talk about that gut-wrenching moment when Brian dies in Life of Brian.
Brian!
I'm not gonna lie, this was one of the most emotional episodes of Family Guy, especially because it hit hard for Stewie. His grief was raw and real. The kid who's always been a little cold-hearted suddenly found himself in a world without his best friend. Stewie's refusal to accept Brian's death and his emotional breakdown really showed how far their friendship had come. When Brian is brought back to life, thank you, Time Machine, Stewie's reaction says it all. It's pure joy and relief. This is the moment that makes it clear. Stewie isn't just a baby throwing tantrums anymore. He's a character with depth, and Brian means everything to him. Number 6, Bank Vault Confessions. Episode M, Brian and Stewie, Season 8. In Brian and Stewie are stuck in a bank vault together, and they can't escape. Not just physically, but emotionally. With no distractions, they have no choice but to confront their feelings. In this episode, Stewie confesses something big. Brian is his only real friend. That's huge for Stewie, a character who usually thinks of himself as the smartest person in the room and has a habit of treating everyone else like pawns in his game. What's even more telling is Brian's reaction. He's not as dismissive as usual. He's actually touched. In that moment, we see that both characters have grown. Their relationship isn't just based on sarcasm and put-downs anymore, it's real. Stewie finally lets his guard down, and Brian, for once, isn't just the wisecracking dog. He's a friend who means a lot to Stewie. Number 5, Stewie sees Brian as an equal. Episode Stewie, Chris and Brian, Season 13. In Stewie, Chris and Brian, Stewie reaches a major realization. Brian is no longer just a dog or a sidekick. He's an equal. Stewie sees how much Brian cares about his son, Dylan, and that changes everything. In a way, it's like Stewie finally wakes up to the fact that Brian is a complex, emotional individual, someone who isn't just there for comic relief. What's so significant about this moment is how much it shows Stewie's growth. For a long time, Stewie saw himself as above everyone else, but when he starts to see Brian as a true equal, it signals a shift in how Stewie approaches his relationships, especially with Brian. This marks a key turning point in their friendship, where it's no longer about petty insults, but about mutual respect. Number 4, the will they, won't they moment. Episode Brian's a Bad Father, Season 10. In Brian's a Bad Father, Stewie steps in to help Brian navigate fatherhood when Brian's own son is introduced. It's here that we see Stewie take on a role we've never really seen him in before, the voice of reason. Normally, it's Brian who's the adult in the room, but here, Stewie becomes the one offering advice and emotional support. This is a major shift from their usual dynamic, where Brian is often the voice of reason for Stewie. What makes this moment stand out is that Stewie, despite his usual antics, genuinely cares about Brian and wants to see him succeed as a father. The episode shows that their bond is no longer just about sidekicks and sarcastic remarks. It's about looking out for each other. This moment of maturity from Stewie proves just how far they've come. Number 3, the pregnancy episode. Episode Stewie is on Scent, Season 13. Okay, so this episode is completely ridiculous. Stewie becomes pregnant, don't ask how.
Sure, 2 days, 6 months. There's a certain amount of guesswork involved in this.
And Brian takes on the role of emotional support throughout the whole ordeal. It's weird, it's wacky, and it's probably one of the most bizarre storylines in Family Guy history, but it's also one of the most heartwarming. Brian's support for Stewie during this time shows just how much their relationship has evolved. He's not just cracking jokes about Stewie being pregnant, he's actually there for him in a very caring way. This may be a totally absurd premise, but it highlights just how much Brian and Stewie have grown together. From an antagonistic duo to a pair who genuinely care for each other, no matter how bizarre the situation. Number 2, Stewie's ultimate respect. Episode The Big Bang Theory, Season 12. In The Big Bang Theory, Stewie finally admits that Brian is one of the most important people in his life. After all their adventures and ups and downs, Stewie comes to a realization. Brian is not just his friend, but someone he truly respects. For a character like Stewie, who often sees himself as superior to everyone else, this is a huge breakthrough. What makes this moment so powerful is that it shows Stewie's growth. He's no longer the bratty, world domination-obsessed baby. He's someone who's learned to appreciate the people around him. And Brian, who has always had his own insecurities, finally gets the respect he deserves. Number 1, enduring bond. Multiple episodes. At the end of the day, what makes Brian and Stewie's relationship so special is that it's never static. Sure, they've had their ups and downs, but their bond is built on shared experiences, both crazy and emotional. Whether it's helping each other with insane schemes or just being there when the other needs it most, their friendship has endured. Through thick and thin, they've always had each other's backs. Their relationship isn't just about sarcastic banter anymore. It's about real love, respect, and mutual care. Brian and Stewie's bond is one of the most beautiful and sometimes hilarious arcs in Family Guy. So, what's your favorite moment between Brian and Stewie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into their evolving relationship, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another breakdown of your favorite Family Guy moments.